everyone, it's Dolphin Treasure here, and welcome to this week's little art appreciation video. It's been almost a year since I've done my last art appreciation video, and I figured that it was time for a new one and another one. I'm so sorry that this video is late. I've been meaning to get this recorded and up there for you guys, as I had asked you guys in my Discord server as well as on my DeviantArt channel to submit an art piece for us all to look at. Yay! We have some very, very lovely entries. We even have a poem, which is really, really nice. A big, big thank you to all the artists who submitted their pieces for this video. Thank you all so much. For everybody featured in this video, I will leave links in the description box below for you guys to go check out their galleries. Let us go ahead and get right into these. I'm really super excited to share these with you guys. Ooh, I really like this one. So the first one here, we actually have a photo edit, and this one is by Zombie Kitty. She's also a fellow YouTuber that does play video games and stuff on her channel as well, but she loves to cosplay as Septicgirl, Dr. Schneepelstein hybrid kind of a character. She absolutely loves doing that. You can definitely see how passionate the cosplay is for this character, especially with the photo edits, just to make it look really cool and really creepy, and it really does. It comes across as really super eerie. It's exactly what this character emanates every time he shows up on screen or one of Sean's videos and vice versa. It is really super neat to see, and I also really like the lore behind it as well, that Dr. Schneepelstein got corrupted by Auntie, and it's just so cool, like how everything is just coming together. So the take on the cut and the blood that goes across the neck for this cosplay seems like it's more like a more realistic way of letting us know that it's an older wound and that it's been there for a while. So I just love how it's all coming together. It's just adding more and more to the lore as I look at this, and it's such a great edit. I love it so much. Ooh, I really like this one. This one is a really cool traditional drawing. This was submitted by someone on our Discord server named Claudia. They've actually done a really good job how they layered this picture, so you can actually see like the well crisp and the really nice, calm, cool, collected character, you know, on the outside, but then it's fragmented so you can actually see what they look like underneath, you know, all of that jazz and all that pizzazz that they, you know, put on the forefronts for people, but you don't actually get to see like how corrupted they are or how evil they are or what actually happens in their head. But this actually is really cool the way that they depicted it. I really like the blue and the red tones. The blue has a more calming aspect to it, while the red actually helps create the tension, you know, that lies underneath it, because if you take a look, the red is what's actually showing, you know, what the person is really like. It looks like that this is a depiction of Sean actually dressed as one of the androids from Detroit Become Human, and in that video game we actually see a lot of the robots start to stand up to humans. Can actually definitely see the tension with the sharp angles of the lines with this broken glass, or this broken facade, if you will, and and it really shows with this character, you know, what they are truly like underneath. Forgive me if I'm incorrect on any of this, Claudia. You know, please feel free to, you know, correct me and let me know, but I really love what you've done with this picture, and I really love what you've done with this character. So it took me a while, I'm going to admit, it took me a little while, but I think I know what that finally says, because I was trying to piece together exactly what was written above their head, and I think what it says, like, if you put all the blue pieces back in place, it would say, "I am an android." And then if you took away all the blue pieces and it just showed the red underneath, it would say, "I am a deviant." That's what it would say. Oh, that is really, really clever. I love that. That is so awesome. I love how you did that. Ooh, I really love this one too. Another one of our Discord members actually created this one. Her name is Miss Maggie. And this one is just, oh man, it is so super, it's really cool. This one is super dark in terms of like the character development and what might have happened or what is happening with this character. I absolutely love the purple hues though. I love the monotone color usage. There is some purple missing within the skin tones, but Maggie wanted to make sure that everyone knew that this person or this character had some sort of organic, you know, life force to it. So I can understand that's a little more difficult to portray with purple. There is a little bit, but I can definitely tell where there's like reds and oranges as well in the skin tone and some grays. But overall, purple is the biggest color that is being used here, and I absolutely adore how it's being used. Like, it looks like the character is just being swallowed or is like emerging from this particular area, and I'm not even sure like what this area is, but it looks like an inky area of some sort, like they're just coming out of the void, you know, and they're like, hi guys, I'm here, you know, and they look demented, or they look like they've been gone for a while, or they look like they've been corrupting people or just, you know, taking over some sort of area, and their hands are just covered in this stuff. It's covered in blood or it's covered in ink, so it looks like they've been decimating some areas. But I mean, it's just so cool how everything's come together, and as black as the background is, or as really dark as the background is, Maggie did a really good job making sure that our eyes, you know, stay focused on the character themselves. And I don't know if this is a particular character, like I don't know if it's supposed to be like a fan art, or I don't know if it's an OC character, but either way, it is a really, really well done, and I absolutely love the expression on this character's face. I love it. It's so cool. They're like, hi guys, I'm here. I don't know where I just was, but I'm here. You know, like they just look kind of dazed and confused, but they're so happy to see ya. So it's like, oh, should I be happy to see this character, or should I stay away from this character? You know, you're not exactly sure, but I absolutely adore this. It's so well done. Very cool. Ooh, and we come to another Jacksepticeye fan art, and this particular Jacksepticeye fan art was made by another Discord member named Cal, and I love the colors in here. This particular character is based off one of Jacksepticeye's egos named Chase. Chase is the one that always wears a cap or some sort of hat, and he's had blonde hair, and he's always that kind of goofy youngster kind of a character, you know, where he's just like, where he's on skateboards, or he's always trying new tricks out or something like that. Overall, this is a very beautiful portrait, and I absolutely love the colors in the background with the blues merging into like a light turquoise or a light blue, and it really is complemented by the orange of the hat. For those of you who don't know, orange and blue are actually complementary colors. Now the look on his face kind of makes you question like what's he looking at. But it's not like a scary situation, it's more of a curiosity kind of a situation. Immediately my eye is drawn directly to the face, which in a portrait is what you want to do, because with an eye in a portrait, it's actually one of the most important features on a person's face. That's something that we naturally would gravitate towards when we're looking at someone's face. We immediately look them in the eyes, but immediately I'm just drawn to that eye, and I'm drawn into the narrative of this portrait to wonder with him, like, what is he looking at? What is he curious about? And the background is just completely metaphorical. And it's wonderful, because we all know that people can't really breathe underwater. We know that for a fact. So you can kind of create a little story in your head, like maybe he's at the aquarium, or maybe he's in a dream, or something of that nature. I also like the details of his scruffy beard. It's really cute how it's like paced out at different parts on his face, so it actually looks like real natural hair. And I also like the softness of the lines too. The lines actually complement the colors that they surround, so it's not like this really big harsh black line. Don't get me wrong, I do like really good line art, I really do, but I also like that soft curvature with the colors as well. So I love that the orange is on orange, the yellow's on yellow, black's on black, blue is on blue, that sort of thing. That is beautiful, excellent, I love it. Very nice, very nice. Oh, this one's really super sweet. I love the kitty cat so much, and I love the designs and the colors. This was submitted by another Discord user. Her name is Goldrose. When I saw this cute little character, I was drawn to other characters in my head, but I think this is an OC, if I'm not mistaken. I love the different tribal patterns that they use with this cat, and I love the softness of the blues, and I love the softness of the purples and the magenta colors. I like neon stuff. Neon stuff is really gorgeous, and you could definitely see the expression on the cat's face, and that they're just kind of like floating, you know, they're just having a good time, and there's like no tension here. I don't see any issues going on with this character. They're just kind of floating in space like, hi, I'm here, you know, how are you? You don't really need to create so much depth, you know, to get your to get your character across. Like, you don't need to put them in these complicated situations. You don't need to put them in a complex area. You can just draw them and just have them be the main focus. And the composition's really well done. The colors are so sweet, and I just want to go up and I want to pet that cat. And I do love tribal designs as well. They're some of my favorite designs because they're so simple yet so unique. It's very, very well done, and I love the little cute kitty paws and the ears and how exaggerated the body parts are. Like the tail, is longer than the body itself, but it just comes across as a really, really sweet character, a really sweet cat that I just want to hold and pet and cuddle with. And I love the eyes too. They're so intense and they're so big, but I mean, that just draws me to the character even more. So I absolutely adore that. Ooh, this one is really interesting. Now, this was submitted by another Discord user. Her name is Mal. And just looking over this picture, I'm wondering exactly what I'm supposed to be seeing. I see a lot of really cool things in the background. Like, I see Chase's hat, I see a candle, I see Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'm not sure what the other object is. When I look directly in the middle, I see a ghostly figure floating on a balloon or floating up with a balloon, and it makes me wonder exactly, like, what is that ghostly figure? Like, what are they? Was it a person? Was it a character? Is it a ghost of a character? It's really cool the way that they have them standing in front of the light like that, and they kind of cast like a really soft shadow underneath them. I'm wondering if this ghostly figure is like floating towards the light or is coming out of the light. To me, it looks like they're going towards the light. And the reason I think that is because the back of this character is a lot bigger. Like, it's a lot bigger, and the head is shrinking a little bit, so it kind of gives the illusion that they're going forward rather than coming towards us. And I don't know if it is a ghost or if it's the back of somebody's head, because it can also look like a big patch of hair as well. I really like the soft glows of the firelight on the side there, and I really like some of the soft lighting that's like reflecting off of the characters as well. So Mal, if you want to let me know what I'm getting wrong, or if you want to tell me what I'm getting wrong, please feel free to let me know. It's a really interesting piece and I really like it. I love how this character is framed by the golden light. So if I'm missing something, please let me know. It might be something directly out of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I haven't seen like I haven't like played every single game or anything like that. So if I'm missing something, please feel free to let me know. But I love the golden light that's coming through, and I love the softness of the light streaks that are coming from it as well, just reflecting off of the different objects that are in the background. And the way that this character is silhouetted is really, really pretty. I really like that. It's really fascinating. I really, really like it. It's so cool. I know that those objects are very significant for you, so I'm really glad that you added a personal touch to this. It just makes it all the more intriguing and interesting. If you want to enlighten us a little bit more about this, please feel free to let us know, because this is really pretty. I really, really like it, and I want to know more about it. Ooh, this one's really interesting. This one was submitted by another Discord user by the name of Robbie. Just looking straight at this, I immediately know who these characters are, and the reason for that is because I'm actually familiar with Markiplier's A Heist with Markiplier, A Date with Markiplier, and Who Killed Markiplier. These characters are based off of the characters from Who Killed Markiplier, and basically they make way for Darkiplier's origin. Immediately I see Damien and I see Celine. Those are the two characters from that show, and then Darkiplier is standing in front of them looking at them, and these guys are standing in a mirror, just looking back at Darkiplier. This is based off of the end of Who Killed Markiplier, where he comes into the real world, where Darkiplier comes into the real world because Damien and Celine had merged together to create him, as it were. It's such a weird, unique, cool story, and it's kind of hard to explain. You just have to go watch it. It's so bizarre, but it's really fascinating and really cool, because Markiplier himself is actually trying to create lore for these characters and try to, bring them to light more, which is really super nice to see, because we've seen, him play these characters multiple times on his channel, you know, just throughout the years and stuff. Most of it was a joke, but he actually wanted to be more creative, so he was like branching out with his characters and just, you know, putting all of this together. It's really cool the way he did that. But that's what this drawing is based on. I love how their eyes are black. They got the simple expressions on their faces, you know, they're kind of like teasing dark in a way. You know, Celine's like, no, talk to the hand, I try to warn you, or whatever, you know, and Damien's just like, I see, I told you, you know, that kind of a thing. It's like none of them were supposed to be trustworthy, or none of them were supposed to be trusting Mark, and we as the audience didn't know if we could trust them in return. You know, it's so interesting. And I just like how the characters are just intermingling here. So when Darkiplier looks at himself in a mirror, he doesn't see himself, he sees the two people that came together to make him, essentially. So it is really super fascinating to see. I love this. I love the way you drew Darkiplier's hair, because his hair was always off to the side like this, you know, it's like so it is really super cool. And Damien's hair and Celine's hair are like perfect, you know, the way that they're portrayed, because that's how they appeared as the characters in that series. So that is really super well done. I like that. Oh, I love this one. This one is so cute. And this is a character based off of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I think this is Mangle, I think, or this might be a different type of Mangle. There were so many characters. Good Lord, there's so many freaking characters for me to keep up with, and I'm just like, God, I can't remember all of them. This was also submitted by a member on our Discord. I'll go by the name of Martinez. Now, I'm not familiar with this character in particular, but it does look like Mangle to me, but it could also be a completely different character, because I don't remember Mangle having a puppet head following them around. If somebody knows the name of this character, please let me know, or Martinez yourself, please let me know what this character's name is, because that is really cool and fascinating how it just changes all the time, and how this character has a little sidekick, you know, that goes around with them, terrorizing the poor folks like me. I like how it's outlined. It keeps your eyes within the page, so it doesn't like go off in different directions, and the focal point is the eyes and the smile of this character. And then it kind of leads you, you know, it kind of leads your eyes to the secondary character that's just, you know, kind of like, hey, you know, it's like a demented puppet. I absolutely love it. It's like a ventriloquist act. I absolutely adore that. And they just look so happy together and so sweet together, but you don't want to mess with them, because they look also very, very sinister. Yeah, that comes across really well with the sharp teeth and the angles. Kind of reminds me of a demonic jack-in-the-box, if you will, like they just sprang out of a box. I love it. And I love the shading of the hair, and I love that the colors complement each other very, very well. Here we have another lovely portrait of Wilfred Warfstache by Septicgirl. I love the realism of the mustache, so it's not like that big, goofy, you know, sly type of a character like Snively Whiplash, you know, from those old-timey cartoons. It's actually more of a realistic take on it. I really like that. And I love the scruff as well. Definitely feel the scruff or the fluff of the hair and how coarse it is on someone's face. He just looks like a really cool, cute little character, you know? Like, I just want to go meet him and give him a big hug, and he's so soft looking. He's not that really quirky, crazy Wilfred Warfstache that we all know. He looks more soft, and he looks more approachable rather than like super crazy and insane. So I really like this take on him a lot. It's really adorable. I love the colors and how everything just comes together very well, and the eyes just like, wow. You know, they look like owl eyes. They just stand out so much. It's really cool. Ooh, now this one is really super intense. This one is by I'm a Ninja. Now this is based off of Jacksepticeye's ego named Marvin, who over the years has gone through a lot of different types of character and OC development from the community members. You know, like he is an actual real magician, even though the original episode that Jack has appeared him in or has played him in was this goofy guy that has no idea what the heck he was doing with his magic kit. But over the years, like, people have actually made him this really cool, amazing sorcerer type of a character, which is awesome, that can also shapeshift and just perform all sorts of really cool tricks and, you know, make potions. And like, he's really super smart, and he's edgy in some areas, and some people have made him like extremely glamorous. Some people have made him like a total badass. This picture depicts a badass Marvin. His spiritual animal is this white tiger, like, and that white tiger looks like he is about to kick some ass, some major ass. And I absolutely love the primal instinct that I could just feel coming off of this picture, and it's just so well made and so well designed, and I love the colors of it and everything. The expression overall is just gorgeous, and everything like matches really well. My eyes kind of have to force their way down because it's so bright at the top and so bright at the bottom, but I mean, it does have that balance in the middle with the blue coming from Marvin's eyes and the yellow coming from his hair. So you got the yellow blue pattern going on, so it all matches really well. The blue is a lot bigger than the yellow, so I'm more drawn to that. But I mean, either way, it is absolutely stunning, and I love the proportions. The body looks really good. The colors look super good. I absolutely love the glowing effect, for like every aspect of this picture, how everything just like illuminates, so it creates this really cool spectacle for the audience. And it looks like that tiger is gonna come towards you, and it's like, you do not want to mess with Marvin right now. He looks super angry. And we finally come to the last piece of this art appreciation video, and it's actually a poem written by Amber Stone 16, and it's called Hopeless War. Be mindful, this does have a trigger warning attached to it. The fields are empty, empty. Soldiers wait in silence, empty silence. Bang! Though the source is unclear, troops swarm the fields in hysteric panic. To the left, a mine is triggered. To the right, rifles backfire. Ahead, men stumble and fall over debris. For every fallen foe falls 20 of our own. Ground crumbles beneath boots, lungs filled with cold air. Ice blankets top lakes. Frozen drops plummet from heaven. Futile, forlorn, helpless, pointless, useless, hopeless war. I retreat to the relative safety of my tent. Pacing, I begin pacing. Trembling not 'cause of the cold, my cheeks are soaked. I have no more tears to shed. There's nothing I can do. Is there? Backup is miles away. Support might not get here in time. What's the point in fighting? I felt the cold metal between my thumb and forefinger. Could I? Do I have the strength in me? Silence. Cruel, unforgiving, unending silence. Click. What's going on? Are you okay? No. Wow. It's been a really long time since I've actually gotten into poetry, and that was absolutely gorgeous. I really love the pacing between the lines of this. It really puts the pause and the quietness between these moments of what's going on, like in this character's head, or what's going on in real life that's surrounding them. And you could definitely tell like what they're going to do, what they're thinking about doing, and why they're going to be doing it. And it's really, really sad to see this. This is a very real deal for anyone who's been in the military and has actually seen combat like this, and who actually comes home from this combat, just completely decimated, by what they've seen or what they had to go through. And there are some soldiers that don't even make it home, or some military personnel that don't even make it home in general. And it's really disturbing, what they have to go through, and it's really disturbing to hear the stories that they've had to experience or they've had to go through. And I have several people in my family that have been in the military. I don't know a whole lot of their stories, but I can't even imagine what some of the stuff that they have seen and what they've gone through, but I can only imagine what they've seen and gone through. And war is very unforgiving. It is very pointless. It is extremely detrimental to someone's mental health. And you can definitely tell that you can definitely see it within this poem of this character and what they're thinking and what they're actually going to do. Now, it is open-ended, so you don't know if this character has actually gone through with what they planned on in their head. But it's that tension. You're hanging on tension of whether or not this character actually did it. And it's really unnerving in a way. Now that's on a front level. Now if you look at this under from an underlying level, this person could be suffering internally, and it has nothing to do with the military, or it has nothing to do with war. It could actually be something to do with their own inner turmoil or their own inner workings in their mind, such as depression, such as anxiety, something like that. Like they could be having a war in their own mind, and this is something that they're trying to like compare it to, or they're using physical war as a metaphor for what's going on in their mind or what's going on in their heart. So metaphorically, it's really beautiful. The pacing is really beautiful. I really like the free poem prose that you've used, so it's actually not iambic, and you don't have to go into such detail to get your thoughts across. That's what I really love about poetry, even though there are some people that write poetry completely metaphorically, and like every single little detail in there has to mean something, or it does mean something else, even though it's not what it is on the outside. But you don't have to do that. You can use simple wording, simple lines to get your point across. And what really does it for me, what really sells it for me, is the pacing of each of these lines and the spacing between the lines, because what's between the lines can say more than what the lines actually can say themselves. So it really hits home for me, though, because I've had military personnel in my family, and I've also, had to and I've also gone through like depressive episodes and stuff like that. Very well done on that on all fronts. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video here. Thank you to all the beautiful artists who submitted their works for this art appreciation video. I really do love seeing your artworks and seeing what you guys come up with, and I've seen some really beautiful stuff. You looked at so many beautiful pieces of artwork today, and I'm really glad that you guys are here to enjoy it with me. If any of you want to check out these artists, please feel free to visit the links in the description boxes below. It really warms my heart that I was able to do this again with you guys, and I really love appreciation videos and art appreciation in general, and just artwork in general. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite things, and it's something that I actually majored in as well, so it's really cool to see people implementing artwork into their daily lives. I'm really glad to see the young creative minds out there just working their butts off and practicing and just making things that make them happy. If I am going to host another art appreciation video, I will let you guys know in the future, but I want to thank you guys again for participating in this, and thank you guys for watching this video. So I'm going to go ahead and call this here. This was really nice. It was really fun. But anyway, if you guys did like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to the channel for more content from myself, feel free to do so down below. If you want to come join our Discord server, you will find the link down there as well. Don't forget to do awesome, be awesome, and stay awesome. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye. 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 Bye.